Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our weekly Fuelarts online webinar series where we merge the two words together, two worlds together, the world of creative tech and the world of venture capital. As you know, this November, starting from this November, we've been inviting you to dive into the picturesque Miami-based creative tech ecosystem we're exploring now since Fuelarts have moved its activity to Miami area mainly. My name is Denis Belkovich. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Fuelarts, and my co-host today is Daria Rzhavtseva, the head of partnerships and business development at Fuelarts. Hi, Daria.
Hi, Dennis. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, we really missed you, Daria, here in Miami. We know that you're working, you have some business tasks in the opposite part of the world, but the most of the Fuelarts team gathered here in Miami during the Miami Art Week in the beginning of December. So the main event that happened here was not Art Basel, but was the the release of the Miami Creative Tech Startups report created by Fuelarts and BitBasel. So the purpose of this report was to highlight the diverse creative tech ecosystem in Miami and the programs that contribute to its establishment and growth, educational, venture, and partnership initiatives. And yes, as soon as I've mentioned BitBasel, I'm happy to do that again and again. So this initiative materialized through the collaboration of Fuelarts and our partners, BitBasel. Everyone knows BitBasel since they entered the Miami tech community, but let's remind it's a local crypto art community that has played a pivotal role in the exception of Bitcoin, NFTs, and the positioning of Miami as the global crypto capital. And we're happy to invite as our today's guest, as soon as we're here, to look through the report and to comment and to present it to you officially. I'm happy to invite Scarlett Arana, the co-founder at BitBasel. She has an amazing background, unique blend of expertise in architecture and geospatial sciences, with specialization in spatial computing, LiDAR, blockchain, and the Metaverse. She's been working with blockchain, Metaverse, SpaceTech, and OceanTech ecosystem projects. Hi, Scarlett. And thank you again for contributing to our report, to its editorial part, analytic part. And yeah, your team has brought the spirit of Miami to the report, because we are the newcomers and you have been working here for a long time.
Thank you so much, Dennis and Daria. Yes, my name is Scarlett Arana. I'm the co-founder of BitBasel. BitBasel started back in 2020 in order to empower adult creators and the creator arts about Web3. And it's been very my humble pleasure to be building the ecosystem here in Miami, Florida, and help support the creator economy.
Great. So let's dive into the report, and Daria will be asking us questions. Of course, we should mention that this report was created by a Ukrainian designer, Alexei Kokhanov, and we encourage all the companies, all the founders, co-founders, and strategists who are looking at this report, who are watching us now, and who will be spreading the information about its tremendous design. So we encourage them to work with Alexei, because he's not only Ukrainian genius, but he's also a very professional guy and a very talented one. So please free to contact us for his contacts, or contact him directly as soon as his contacts are also, they could be found on the last page of the report. Yeah, as I said, the official presentation of the report, the official release, was last Thursday during the Miami Art Week. We did a that with the with the BitBasel team and with Scarlett. We had a fireside chat, but now we just want to put that online to talk about it, to reply to your questions. So don't hesitate to asking us additional questions about the report. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's start.
maybe I will start.
Yes, as soon as Daria is gonna ask us the first question, so we'll stop on this particular slide. So please feel free to tap to make your shots of this QR code and to get the report. It's free, and then we'll move forward. Daria?
Yeah, Danny, Scarlett, my first question will be a bit general, but it's really important. What is the primary objective of this report, and how does this edition differ from other Fuelarts reports? Unlike previous global editions, this report focuses on the local scene and encompasses not only art tech, but also delves into creative tech.
I believe that the first part is for Scarlett, the second part is for me, right?
Sure.
Absolutely. I think this report is super important for all those creators who are interested in entering the market space. There's different market segments within the creator economy, and everybody are in need of a roadmap. This report really actually delineates some of the creator industry that are high in demand and the different market segments that's available into the startup. But particular, this report is focused on Miami tech ecosystems and the creator economy. So by highlighting the different type of research in the market segments, we can then enter which market segment is the best to tap in. So if you're a creator, definitely this is a report for you.
Yeah, thank you, Scarlett. So my vision of why we decided to make this report, not only because Fuelarts moved from New York to Miami, we could have continued doing our global reports, but this is our contribution. This is our gift towards the blooming Miami tech, creative tech community, which made us relocating here. My first visit to Miami was back in 2011 for Art Basel, and I've been visiting Art Basels every December. And I was making a huge mistake. I called this period, the beginning of December, Art Basel Week. But then I heard that Miamians call it Miami Art Week, and like in 2015, 16, I started visiting Miami in the other months of the year, and I realized that there is a huge potential here, and there are a lot of artists. I discovered the Wynwood district with the street art. I discovered the museums like Perez Museum and the Rubel collection, the Margulis collection. So I realized that there is a huge background without which the Art Basel Miami Beach would have never succeeded. So during the other 360 days of the year, the Miami art tech and creative tech ecosystem is working, is blooming, is developing, is communicating, and this is the essence of the success of the Miami-based startups and Art Basel itself. So, as I said, the we devote this report to the real architects of the creative tech ecosystem, those who stay in Miami throughout a year and build the pillars of innovation which help the creative tech ecosystem to bloom and to flourish. And why we changed our angle from art tech, because Fuelarts initially was organized as the art tech accelerator. Right, nowadays the borders are so invisible. All the creative spheres like art and fashion and music and cinema, theater, literature, design, architecture are merged. You can hardly find nowadays a pure art tech startup or a pure fashion tech or music tech. It's all about creativity. It's all about mixing yeah, it's all about disrupting the borders and mixing the spheres. So this is our attempt to put in one report all the creative tech ecosystem. If this concept works, starting from 2024, Fuelarts will be publishing the Creative Tech Global Report, not only Art Tech Global Report. But we're happy that we started this initiative with the cute ecosystem of Miami. So yeah, I believe you've
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for this question. So let's dive into numbers. We will not comment all the pages. The report consists of 66 pages. Will not prevent you from the joy of discovering it yourself, but we'll just focus on the and comment on the main numbers. So the report starts with the question, why Miami? Because it's not only about the numbers in this report, but it's also this report should also serve as a toolkit for those startups who want to either relocate in Miami or establish their creative tech business, creative tech startup in Miami. So here you will find the questions, the answers to the questions, why Miami, and accept it or accept it later. Also, we assembled all the pros and cons of establishing creative tech business in Miami. The font is too small here to look it through. I mean, to read it during the webinar. Though you'll explore it yourself. Then our pride, the article called 15 Steps to Set Up Your Creative Tech Startup in Miami. We just wanted to simplify the process of establishing a creative tech startup, because here, not only in Miami, in global Web3 and startup world, the most of the articles they contain only 3 or 5 steps, even in spite they are called like 15 or 20 steps. So, and after the 5th steps, they say, contact us to know more. No, that's not fair. That's not honest. So we are giving you all the 15 steps, and please feel free to follow them, or to argue with us, or to contact Fuelarts and BitBasel to express your attitude or to comment on it. So everyone who is in the ecosystem should know its own history. The history is the background of your self-respect. So we created the timeline of creative tech adoption starting from 1983 with the project by two artists, Krista and Jean-Claude, who covered the islands in the Biscayne Bay with the pink folder. So and then you could see even here, you can't read, but you can see how the ecosystem was developed in the next years. So hopefully your achievements will be added into our report next time during the next editions. Yeah, one of the most important slides, which shows the path from ideas, which raise in the Miami tech community, and how they develop into the startups with numbers, and how many exits through acquisition process, and how many real businesses, because every startup wants to become a real business unless it wants to continuously receive investments round after round. But a wise startup, of course, has its own exit strategy, mostly through the acquisition process. So you could see here the numbers. And the first part of the report, that was the background, the introduction part. The first part deals with the numbers regarding the startups. So like how many startups officially, when I say official, I mean in the databases of PitchBook and Crunchbase, from the angel to Series K round. So 699, almost 700 startups are visible in public space now in Miami. And from those, 195, which is 22%, they deal with creative tech, which is good, which seems to be good. But when we look at the investment to the right part, so from 4.94 billion, from 5.88 billion, Miami creative tech startups received only 16%. So 22% of the overall number of the startups, they received only 16%, which means that they are in strong competition with the other startups in different spheres like biotech, medtech, fintech, climate tech, whose average checks are bigger than the RTech startups ones at the moment. But at the same time, there is much room to explore and to much room to improve those numbers. So the same for your convenience, the numbers in more visible ways. So from 195 startups, almost 89% are active and only 4 exited, but that's quite a reasonable percentage, because only 2 of 10 of 100 startups in general survive. So the question that bothers all of us: what about AI in creative tech? Moreover, the mayor of Miami, Francis Suarez, recently said during the AI, Web3, and real estate conference. So speaking at that conference, the mayor said that he would like to see Miami as the new epicenter of the AI activity, of the world AI activity. So how many startups are leveraging AI in creative tech sphere? Only 6% in numbers, and like 2.3% in funding. So that sounds not that enthusiastic, but at the same time, those 13 startups who are leveraging AI, have been working with it for several years and doing that seriously. Not like many startups several years ago were just diving and exploring the NFT technology without any clue what NFTs are. Again, we'll be happy to improve those numbers. But the good news is that, okay, we have 13 startups out of 195 who are leveraging AI, but they are taking that very seriously and have been working with AI for several years. So they are sustainable and reliable. Yes, the same with the numbers. And female representation among the 894 startups, we have 15% of startups with female founders. I mean, in general, in general startup ecosystem of Miami. But when it comes to creative tech, this number decreases from 15% to 10%, which means that unfortunately, the male founders are more active at the moment, but there is also room for improvement. And I believe that Scarlett definitely knows what to do with that, as soon as she's been working with female communities for a long time. And again, when we look at the bottom diagram with the female founders, okay, let me show you the same, but more visual attractive way. So we see that female founders, like 10% of female founders, they received only 2.2% of the total investment in creative tech. In general creative tech, the situation in the global creative tech, the situation looks much better, because 7% of female founders, so they receive 35.5, almost 36% of all the funding, which means that they are more viable. Like 7% of the founders who are female, who are women, they receive 36%. As soon as they pass that journey from creating the prototype to the investment round. So what we've discovered, and the Miami numbers show that unfortunately, nowadays the Miami female founders, they they are a bit scared of processing towards investment, towards the investment rounds. Otherwise, they would have received, following the global trend, much more investment. So I believe both Fuelarts and BitBasel know what to do with that and how to prepare the female founders to those investment round for them to sound more and more convenient. Um, Yes, then we have the numbers, the spread of the startups in terms of how many startups from each sphere or sub ecosystem are presented in Miami creative tech scene. We have the dominance of art, art tech startups, then music, then film, then fashion and design, and the rest. But when it comes to investment, we also have the dominance of art tech startups. I will disclose one secret, of course. From that amount of nearly 700 million, 450 million go to Yuga Labs. Nevertheless, the design takes the second position, then music, then film. So without the dominance of Yuga Labs, they would look nearly the same regarding the cumulative investment into those subsegments of creative tech ecosystem. The second part of the report deals with the venture capital ecosystem, like how many investors were participating in funding Miami-based startups. We see the dominance of traditional investors, then go individual investors, I mean, traditional institutional investors, then individual investors, then crypto investors. And from these numbers, we can see that the most of the investors in Miami-based creative tech startups are just testing the water at the moment, like 92% invested in one startup and only 8% invested in two startups. No one has invested in three or more startups so far. But again, it seems to us that we know how to improve that situation. Yeah, that's what the teamwork means. Hi, Jorge. Yeah, another co-founder of BitBasel sends the Volcano. Yeah. Oh no, I can't repeat it. I should train a lot, but Jorge can do that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you again, and thank you for supporting us and your colleague, uh, Scarlett. And we see here that the US founders, they are dominant, like nearly 80%. Here you could also see the in a more wider, or let's say detailed way, the description of the investors who invested in creative tech startups based in Miami. Yeah, North America are leading, and then Asia, and then Europe. But when it comes to the North America, and let's look at the US investors closely. So as we can see, like from 100% of investments made into Miami-based startups, only 10% come from the local investors, but 46% come from California-based investors, Silicon Valley, Los Angeles. So does that mean that um, the local investors do not pay attention towards Miami-based creative tech startups? From the one hand, that's true, because the most of the investors are now focused on medtech, biotech, climate tech. But at the same time, we see the dominance of California investors. It can be considered a good sign, because the Miami startups are visible. Otherwise, the Californian investors with huge potential funds would have never see them and pay their attention, establish relations, and finally invested in them. So, but again, we've studied that case, like more with with the appropriate attention. I mean, more deeply. And we found out that yes, the communication between local Miami investors and local Miami creative tech startups should be improved, and we're in the process of doing that. The educational ecosystem, yeah, you'll find there the information about all the Miami-based tech universities, art universities, and other like accelerators and grant programs that the art tech, creative tech startups should know about, should participate in. I know that there is a big partnership between the University of Florida and BitBasel, and I
Yeah,
would
Dennis, can I stop you for a second just
sure.
here? Because Scarlett, I have a small question to you regarding this collaboration. Maybe you can provide some details about it, and how did you collaborate with University of Florida concerning the adoption of Web3?
Yes, absolutely. In order to really make the research more authentic, we are partnered up with University of Florida, and we created the first blockchain research lab. And it's under the School of Emerging Technology, under the School of Arts, which allows academia to do extensive research on industries like in Web3. These type of research can better define the ecosystems, and and BitBasel has been helping bridge the gap between the creator, the technology, and academia, in order to understand more of the educational component to a lot of the ecosystem. An example of this will be decentralized science and decentralized art. What does that look like? And the different type of use cases. But I'm very excited to be partnered up as a scholar and resident at University of Florida to help support these type of initiatives and to further conduct these type of research. University of Florida is number one in the United States in terms of public institution currently. So with these type of backgrounds, we really have an extensive report of what of the different market segments can be offered.
Great, thank you, Scarlett.
Yeah, thank you, Scarlett. So, if I can move forward, Daria.
Yeah, of course.
Cool. So the fourth part of the report, here we try to assemble all the known communities and events, like annual events, providing the links for people to discover them and subscribe and attend. And also we made an attempt to put together and to like make a selection of the regular events, because many people who come to Miami, they hear about Tech Mondays, Tech Tuesdays, Tech Wednesdays, Tech Thursdays, Tech Fridays, and more than 40 events are happening during those days. But in fact, there are no Tech Mondays so far, because everyone gets gets ready for Tech Tuesdays after tough Sunday, and at the same time on Fridays you could also hardly find some kind of activity. Still, there people think that there are Tech Fridays and Mondays, but anyway, we put together the main events and that are helpful to build your portfolio of networking, to increase your networking, to get acquainted with the programmers, heads of accelerators, and investors who are visiting those events. Yeah, and also we put several links to the Miami Tech Telegram groups and channels. Telegram is very popular here in Miami. I believe that there should definitely be another question for
Yeah, for
to
sure.
Scarlett regarding the part 5, when we put together the most known female tech communities, Black tech communities, Hispanic communities, LGBTQ communities. Um, which show the high level of sustainability and diversity in the Miami tech ecosystem. The next step is to establish Ukrainian tech community represented by Fuelarts and several other companies. But anyway, yeah, let's.
Coming back to sustainability, diversity, we already talked a bit about female founders, but I'm really curious about your experience in this field. And like, could you please delve deeper into this topic, like women in tech, and also like what is the experience of female founders in Miami and what are challenges faced by this segment? And also like what progress has been made already now?
Yeah, absolutely. In Miami, we've seen such a rapid growth, especially females, minority founders here, and this has had to do with the fact that women are being more highlighted. That this our diversity inclusions are being met, and more women are being better represented. This is done through a lot of meetups and talking to other female founding, encouraging and helping support the diversity that is including in the tech scene, which is a drastic difference only 10 years ago. And what we want to do here is to help better support a network of women to empower each other and hope to increase the more diversity within the ecosystem. Tech is something that is not often seen by women, especially women minority. So we definitely want to be able to increase those numbers by providing those resources. And I think Miami offers those type of resources by offering these meetups and mentorships programs that exist through the city. And this has really had led to such a great an acceleration here. Here, BitBasel has been also been leading a lot of the women ecosystems in the tech scene. Often have a little phrase called Satoshi's female, denouncing like who is Satoshi Nakamoto and why cannot also be a woman in technology as a way to open those conversations that women diversity is something that needs to be bring into a light. But I'm very happy to see such an increase in women empowerment and a lot of meetups that are being help support these type of network effects.
Thank you, Scarlett. I think it's really important topic, and I'm happy that we're talking about it also today. So thank you for your answer.
Yeah, and I should also admit that 7 of 9 current employers of Fuelarts are women, and we're happy with that. So, yeah, the sixth part, the last part, is called a look into the future. Here we made our vision and proposals towards the development of the Miami creative tech ecosystem. But first of all, we held our survey of the Miami creative tech startups. So nearly 18% of the startups whom we sent our questionnaire, our survey, replied, which these results could be considered acceptable. In general, nearly 10% replied to the surveys. So yeah, you'll have the chance to look through all the results, which are quite interesting yourself. But let me stop on the most important ones. So we were asking startups about their the key challenges in connecting with investors, or better say the first question here was the key channels, not challenges, key channels of investors connection in 2023. So word of mouth still leads, and 89% funding they received from institutional investors. That corresponds with the numbers we received from the official sources. Yes, and the key challenge, and it's really interesting to explore, to talk about, is progressing after pitching. So 44% of the respondents of the startups, they indicated progressing after pitching. Means once it's not that hard to connect with investor through the introduction or yourself and to pitch in front of him, but then what to do next. So investors in 2023 are mostly putting the relations on hold, or just keeping an eye on the startup growth, waiting for the general market or the crypto market to start growing again. We have seen the beginning of the new bear, of the new bull trend last month. But nevertheless, that process of the startups should understand what they should, that the pitching doesn't mean automatic yes or no. It could lead to automatic no, but when the investor says, okay, I'll keep an eye on you, and let's stay in touch, it means that the most interesting part starts, which is called investment relations, and you have to progress in that. You have to penetrate, to develop that investment relations, because in the end of the day, investors are not investing in startups, they're investing in the founders. So the founders should penetrate that investor relations. And you can look through our YouTube page and find there the conversation with Jeff Echelon, the head of investment relations at Fuelarts. He's given there a free workshop of how to develop investment relations. Also, the interview with Jeff you could find in this particular Miami report. Yes, AI adoption, only 11% are currently working on an AI product, but 33% already use AI, which means that, as we could see from our official research, it's only 6% of the startups are leveraging AI at the moment, but they are the most active in terms of responding to our survey. That's why those nearly all of those 13 startups replied to our survey and took part in this part of the Fuelarts report. That's why their percentage is bigger. And yes, you can see here that the main factors that are influencing Miami creative tech startups named by the startups. So 56%, they say that delays in turning discussions into actions. Unfortunately, it happens from time to time here in our ecosystem. A lot of people come here to talk, not to work. But anyway, there is room for improvement. 44%, less than a half, know the impact of Miami's relaxed lifestyle on focus. So they just say that their laziness and desire not to work, the absence of desire to work, is connected with the Miami beaches, sun, wind, breeze, and all the other fantastic facilities. In my opinion, that's not true. It gives much more inspiration and helps much more than decreases your working activity. And yes, one-third, 33% of the startups, they indicate that investors are now focusing on med tech or eco tech instead of creative tech. But yeah, we know what to propose, and we'll do that 4 minutes later. So recommendations for Miami creative tech ecosystem. The startups also gave their recommendations. We'll not focus on them right now for not to advertise our activity. Yeah, and we're grateful to all the people who found their time to give an interview for this report by Fuelarts and BitBasel. Scott from BitBasel, of course, Ilya from WowCube, one of the most interesting digital startups of the next decade. The other one, Art Disruptor, Atoll Art, represented by Roman. So you could also find the interview with him, how he wants to capture the art world without ruining it. Yeah, the other interview with Jeff, our head of investor relations at Fuelarts. Chris from the Shrimp Society, one of the most known accelerators in Miami, Natalia, who is the head of the CEO and founder of Propi and founder of AI, Web3, and Real Estate Summit, mentioned before in connection with the mayor who took part in that. Thank you, Natalia. Thank you, Maria from Refresh Miami, and also she's a vice president of Florida Founders and founder of Women in Miami Tech. So she covered both the three topics: the topic of tech communities, female representation, and venture capital. And Anna, yeah, we had a webinar with Anna several weeks ago, the co-founder of the Chain Miami and the founder of English for IT, also a proud Ukrainian. So yeah, Ukrainian community is really great here. So thank you, everyone. So for providing your expertise and experience, and we're happy. I mean, we are pretty sure that those who read the report will join your community, join your communities, and once they relocate to Miami. So yeah, conclusions and proposals. Again, you will read everything in the report, but just a quick recap. Maybe someone would prefer watching this webinar to reading the report. Yeah, defining creative tech. So 8 solutions, 8 proposals how to make the Miami creative tech community more sustainable, reliable. Yeah, defining creative tech. So first of all, it's all about definition, how you position yourself. Like art tech is based on the numbers of the market for art tech. Many people consider it like 68, 67 billion a year, the volume of all the artworks sold on the primary and secondary art market. But when it comes to creative economy, to creative tech, the market is much bigger, is 2.6 trillion a year. So I believe that the positioning of creative tech should start with the art tech, fashion tech, music tech, film tech, literature tech, architecture tech are the heartbeat of the creative tech ecosystem, with 2.6 trillion in annual turnover. And that's how you get the investment attention. So it's about the definition. Connecting education and entrepreneurship. Yes, Scarlett has brilliantly replied to this question. We really think that there should be much more connection during the educational process. Once the future artists, fashion designers, filmmakers, music producers are sitting at the desks at the universities, they should already take part in communicate with the students who represent the tech departments. You should create the hackathons. You shouldn't create. I mean, the startups, once the creative tech founders, the future creative tech founders, I mean the creative tech entrepreneurs, once they leave the university, once they graduate, they should already select the team from their colleagues, not looking for alumni after that, because you will lose your time. And a brilliant example of collaboration between the University of Florida and BitBasel confirms that. Strengthening Miami tech communities. Yes, as I said, 40 communities, nearly 40 events provided by 10 plus communities are doing that. We would better advocate for 5 strong communities than 10 so communities, and those communities should, in our opinion, should make a very bold experiment. Like for 12 months, they should open the gates, exchange their audience, exchange their sponsors lists, exchange their networking, and to improve that, to improve the relationship, the startup investor community sponsors relations. And then after 12 months, the moratorium is over, the gates are closed, and there is a strong capitalist competition. But in order to grow fast, you should open the borders. That's what we will be advocating for. Closing the gap, local investor support for creative tech startups. So there should be more educational programs for investors showing the benefits of creative tech startups, and vice versa. There should be more discussions. There should be more investors as guests to the events of creative tech communities in Miami. So one should contact another ones. There should be built a syndicate of local investors supporting local startups, because there are obvious benefits in that. You will keep the hand on the pulse of their development, of their traction. So you will, I'm addressing the investors now. You can anytime visit the office of the startups you've invested your money into, and see how the money is spent. So that's obviously interesting. Sharing success. Yes, once the startup makes an exit, the next day he or she should give a press conference and share the success. Not share the not only to share the success in financial terms, but share the information of how did they reach that milestone, or the investment fund which receives like additional 150 million of funding during the bear market. The next day should give a press conference and say, yes, that in our opinion, that was because we showed good results with our previous fund, or we were just lucky, or even, the interaction process between successful stories and those who are trying to reach to that milestone should be much more transparent. The startups shouldn't go to Bahamas from Miami once they exit. First, they should share their success with those who really need that successful stories, and the mass media should cover that. Not only the international transactions during Art Basel. Yes, transparent collaboration with government. Nearly nothing to add, because for instance, Venture Miami, one of the top tech communities organized by the city of Miami. So they are constantly holding the meetings with the top officials of Miami-Dade County, of the city of Miami, the city of Miami Beach. So you could easily come there and ask the mayor or the deputy of the mayor the questions regarding your startup. So that's a very transparent and honest way to know more about the the Miami-based startups started calling us. So that's a very nice example, which avoids the confusion of whom to apply for a grant. Like if you establish your business in Miami and the founder lives in North Miami, but they rent an office in Miami Beach at the co-working space. So which mayor should they connect with to obtain the funding, and so on. So all the communication should be very, very transparent. Number 7, the nearly the last one. So creative tech intersection strategy. We've already mentioned the impact of the negative impact on creative tech from behalf of med tech, on eco tech, and climate tech, because it's all the attention from there. But if you see your competitor, make them your partner. The easiest way is to make collaboration with those startups. Like if your creative tech startups, find the med tech or biotech startups and think how could you create the common product, or create another product. Find the person from biotech or OceanTech, like Scarlett. Yeah, and combine your ideas like architecture and OceanTech and create some kind of new coral reefs for the South Florida, which would prevent from flooding or something like that. So make your competitors your friends. So organize. Think every day. You should think how to implement AI because it's the future, and how to implement those like medtech or biotech because it's also the future, and they are your competitors. So you should collaborate with that with them, and become the first like biotech project with the art angle, and you'll receive even more investment than a regular biotech product, in my opinion. So, and AI opportunities, yes, you should definitely leverage AI, but as I said, not leverage, but study that AI opportunities. The good news is only like in general, global creative tech, only 17% of the startups are leveraging AI, so already implemented, but 75 of those startups are using AI technologies in their everyday work, management work, with their startup, like ChatGPT and other products. That means that they are discovering it, and the once they like take the decision to implement an AI into their product, so before that they should discover it and use it in their everyday life, because in the end of the day, the AI will not substitute like humans, but humans who know how to work, how to manage AI, will substitute those humans who do not know how to work with AI products. So yes, and this is the team who was working with this report, and I'm happy to introduce them, from BitBasel, from Fuelarts, and again our chief designer Alexei Khanov from Ukraine, who was creating this report using AI technologies. So that during the you should just consider that report as an artwork as well, because every page was created separately, and the AI was creating the plot and the images based on the information on that very page. And the main task was to get the AI to the task to like foresee, to think about the future of Miami in creative tech. So that's how AI sees Miami in creative tech, like maybe in 100 years. Again, so please feel free to download directly the report, since you're watching our webinar, from using this QR code. And we have several other comments. Yes, thank you. Looking forward. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Stefan. Please contact us, and we'll be happy to see what we could do together. Hi, Marisol. Great. I'm creative IT professional. Yes. We'll be happy if you know much more from the report once you download it. Yes, again, cheers, and cheers with my morning coffee. And yes, please feel free to contact us, both Fuelarts and BitBasel. So, and we'll find the ways of mutual communication.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Scarlett. It was really inspiring. And I hope that everyone from our audience already downloaded the report. And while we have several more minutes, I'm just curious to ask you, like, what new insight has Miami Art Week unveiled this year? And I think it will be really interesting to know, like, what you mind sharing your personal opinion and your personal experience from the Miami Art Week.
Well, definitely I will take that. Needless to say, I'm decompressing. I'm still recovering from that. It was very intense. People always assume it's slowing down, but I could tell you it's quite the opposite. So what that means is more technology, and that intersection of the creator industry and tech is accelerating. More than ever have I ever seen such a exponential growth.
Your
Oh,
microphone is off,
your microphone. Yeah.
Scarlett.
Um, yes, hopefully you heard that. So, yes, one of the interesting parts, and in terms of creator industries, is that the artists working together with a lot of startups. For instance, clean tech and climate tech. More than ever, artists are needed to help tell the storytelling. So there's a extreme high demand. I get asked all the time by tech industry, please connect me to an artist. So we definitely need more creators in this industry, and there's such a big high demand. They're literally coming to Miami Art Week looking for creators, and we were very thankful to be cultivating this ecosystem and introducing what's even possible. And yeah, there was definitely a lot of big focus on clean and climate tech, which is amazing. We need a lot more awareness, and especially here in Miami, being ground zero for sea level rise. So those storytellers into the creator industry is super important. There's a lot of funding in it, and really, for our ask, really is to get more artists involved. This is nonstop. Even though Miami Art Week has ended, we still continue on for 2024. So if you're in the creator industry market segments, look into this report, ask those questions, and we want to hear from you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Scarlett. Yeah, I'll try to make a small addition to your reply. The Miami Art Week has always been about events and parties. Events like daily events when you set up your relations, and then parties when you improve your relations and make it more reliable, make it warmer. So this year set up a new record. More than 450 events were held simultaneously during this week, during Miami Art Week. And I should say that there have been art events nearly always, like presented by organized by the galleries, participating in numerous art fairs, Art Basel, and the rest. And then there was an era of crypto events, like starting from 2016, and the pure art events, they lost their power. But now we saw that very interesting niche events came to Miami during this week, like from biotech, from medtech, also from climate tech. So those organizations are not afraid to create parties, to risk to be lost in that capacity, in that large number of Miami-based, like creative tech and art specific events. And I visited several of those niche events having no relation to art, but they also were full of people, and they also implemented some kind of art there, inviting artists, as you said, or like given a chance to present the startups, the mixture of biotech and creative technology. So yeah, we see a lot of we saw a lot of events this year, not only connected with art for the first time, and another interesting observation is connected with Art Basel and the change in the technical, in terms of technical partnership. Like last year, the NFT partner of Art Basel was Tezos, and this year Tezos left the Art Basel platform. So Art Basel signed a contract with Solana, and there was very interesting change in the way how Tezos and Solana, what they showed, how they showcased themselves. So last year, Tezos made an exhibition, a pavilion with the artworks on the screens. Yes, you could mint some of them, but mostly you could buy in a like scan and buy or click and buy mode, very simple. So it was very similar to the traditional approach of the galleries, which could be seen around Art Basel. And Solana refused from selling artworks, but they proposed the keys to unlock the inner world of the artistic creative scene, like to see how artists work in their studios. So they create the artistic residence. So their pavilion, it was an artistic residence with 3 different projects with live artists, alive artists working live in their booths, and you could see how they work, how they operate with technologies, how they put their works created created live into blockchain, and you could see how the fantastic guys from another project, they work with generative art. And the third booth represented an artist. He was like an invisible man. You could see only his shadow, but you could talk to him via an old phone. That was an amazing experience. And during that call, he created an artwork, a digital artwork based on the emotions which have rise during your conversation. So I can say that I like the approach of Solana much more than the approach of Tezos 1 year ago. But that was fresh, that was unexpected, and that was very perspective, and people like that. So yeah, it's and this experiment also confirmed it's all about phygital. So even if you want to successfully sell a digital artwork online through fiat or crypto, you should leave some kind of physical touch for this process, like the conversation with the live artist, or look at the process of creation of that artwork, or just to have the possibility to buy this digital artwork in a physical pavilion. So it's all about phygital, and the Miami Art Week confirmed that.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Dennis.
One more comment to add to that as well. I think this year, one of the more notable crypto art projects that has come about have to do with the Ordinals, which is a Bitcoin layer 1. And there has been a lot of explosion. It started earlier this year, so we definitely saw a lot of more Ordinal, which is a type of Satoshi that is described a digital artwork. So we definitely saw an increase of this type of project during Miami Art Week, which leads to more innovation. Again, when it comes to crypto, I would say we're still early in terms of the type of use case, but it's nice to see more people experimenting with art and technology. So as people get into the space, they're starting to find new use cases of how crypto art can be applied. In our case, will be Architecture and Impact, and how the immutability of the layer 1 of Bitcoin can actually allows the distributed ledger technology for all the artists and those type of use cases. And across the board, we saw a lot more AI, XR, and blockchain on that intersection of those conversion points and the different type of use cases, where Metaverse is now being prompt AI. So we're definitely seeing more type of use cases, how this technology can be applied. To your point, the digitals, memberships, and as well as different utilities, a lot of utility arts, which helps increase the ability of the sale of these auctions. So helping support those initiatives in terms of philanthropy. Blockchain has been really good use case of how we can use blockchain to further improve philanthropy and transparency. So I really love the fact that we're using these type of technology and showing different use cases and experimenting different type of products into the in terms of crypto.
Thank you, Scarlett. We have several more comments. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully your Mexican startups could also find a lot from our report and from our inspiration. And welcome to Miami to relocate here and to establish your business here. And yes, Marisol, Parsons graduate. Yeah, for several times I've been lecturing at Parsons, thanks to our co-founder Oksana Zarnegor. I substituted her once, and the other day I was a guest, hopefully an honored one. So at Parsons, so yeah, the Parsons gives great education. I'm happy for you and for Parsons having you as a student. Hi, Joel. Thank you. Hope you find it useful as well. So more parties and more about paparazzi, less art. I would like to see more art, tech, and AI interactive experience to help increase awareness around sustainability. It seems to me, yes, we understand what you're talking about. Yeah, let's jump on a call and discuss your paparazzi experience and your vision regarding adding more art. Thank you, everyone who took part in our webinar as our guests and the viewers of interactive viewers of the webinar. I believe we couldn't find a better topic and a better guest than you, Scarlett, for finalizing the webinar session, like webinar weeks devoted to Miami, and also to finalize the 2023 webinar sessions. So the next webinar will be in January, and we'll find the appropriate guests and topics, and they will be fresh, they will be inspiring, and they will be very timely, because we're always trying to find guests which correspond with the topics that bother the creative tech community. But again, Scarlett, thank you again to you and to BitBasel for collaborating with this report. That was only the first edition, and we truly believe that once we start working with the second edition, so we'll make it even better. Hardly to believe, but even better. And yeah, there is much more together to explore.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Daria, for your questions. And yeah.
Thank you both, Dennis and Daria. Yes, if you want to know about what's happening in Miami, the different markets I'm in, how to get involved, check out the creative industry reports. It's very useful to really give you a guideline of what is possible, and what can you be done, how are you getting involved, and just be part of the ecosystem. So if you're new to Miami and need a roadmap and want to understand the tech ecosystem and the creator economy, this is for you. This is really it's a free it's free online for anybody who wants to learn more about the tech ecosystem and the creator industries in Miami, and get yourself involved. Follow us in our social Instagram, BitBasel Arts. You're welcome to reach out to me. We will be hosting more events like this, and in order to get more Q&A and get feedback from the local industries as well, and also understand the different market segments. We are working with academia to constantly update the informations, and we're very open to get your feedback as well. So please follow us, and yes, check out our Fuelarts reports.
Fuelarts and BitBasel reports. Thank you, Scarlett. On behalf of Fuelarts, I should share one news. Yeah, we've been talking about creative tech, about the Miami tech ecosystem, about AI. So we at Fuelarts decided to concentrate, to join our efforts, and to propose the new VC fund. So we are currently launching an investment fund for focused on Miami-based startups in creative tech, leveraging AI, and we're welcoming all the Miami-based investors to participate in the process of raising funds for that fund. As soon as we are sharing the same territory, we're sharing the same values, and we're sharing the same wind, sun, and ocean. So yeah, let's join our forces and let's shape the future with the help of this AI in creative tech startups fund. Thank you, everyone, and see you in 2024. 24,
2024.
yeah. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you so much for joining
Bye.
us.
Thank you.